Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the 40K Cafe, and thank you, T, for the request. Snagrog, an infamous war boss that terrorized the Lokai sector and nearly brought the Crimson Fist to their knees. In the year 989 M41, Snagrog would attack the Lokai sector and amass an Ork wall that would go undetected for quite some time. He managed to avoid detection by being more cunning than the previous Ork war bosses that came before him. You see, Snagrog knew that the Imperium used astropaths to send messages and distress calls, so whenever he would send his Wa out for battle, he would prioritize eliminating the astropaths above all else. He would go undetected until he would finally attack the planet Bad Landing. Here, a brave commissar would manage to get out a distress signal to Rynn's world, the homeworld of the Crimson Fist. Despite all this, Snagrog would still declare that his next sight and goal was to conquer Rynn's world itself. In preparation and anticipation for the war boss that was to arrive on Rynn's world, Pedro Cantor would send out the third company to assess the strength of the Ork Wall. As many of us know, the most effective way to destabilize a wall is to eliminate the Ork Warboss, and the third company would make an assassination attempt on Snagrog. And much to their dismay, this would be a failure. This would lead to the catastrophe that would almost see the decimation of the third company. Out of the 84 Space Marines that went, only 28 survived. And before we know it, Snagrog's Wall was at the very doorstep of Rynn's world. As I've mentioned in my video on the Crimson Fist, Rynn's world would be devastated. The fortress monastery of the Crimson Fist, along with every single city save for the capital city, would be destroyed. With things grim, and in Snagrog's favor, the cunning war boss would issue a challenge to the chapter master Pedro Cantor. Much to Snagrog's surprise, the Crimson Fist chapter master proved to be more formidable than he anticipated, destroying the war boss's personal shield device and even almost taking his life. But in a last-ditch effort, the war boss, as cunning as ever, would find a way to escape. Although the Crimson Fist were victorious, if you can even call what happened a victory, Snagrog and his wall managed to conquer countless Imperial planets that still lie in the hands of the Orcs. And as I said, Snagrog escaped, surely building up his wall in anticipation for the battles that are to come. Thanks again, T, for the request. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Drop a comment if there's anything you want to hear about next, and as always, remember to follow for more.